Hi guys, so today we'll be talking about destination page components. This is the final video regarding destination pages. We will be talking about featured tours component, brochures component, and the destination highlights component. So let's go to our feature branch right now. Um, as we all know how to create destination pages, I have created a Asia destination page, a continent page basically, inside the tours folder. And I have opened it up here in the page editor mode. This is how the page looks. We are all aware about the different components that we have. You can always refer to the different videos we have on YouTube. This particular video is now going to focus on featured tours, brochures component, and the destination highlights. So let's go and talk about each of them one by one. So here's the featured tours component. As we all know, whenever we create a continent or a country page, all the data sources are going to get created for us. So this data that we see right now is created by default for the page. So now let's see how this gets assigned by default. So let's start with featured tours. Featured tours component, as you can see, sorry about that. Let me scroll down. Yep. Featured tours component, as we all see, is a wrapper container where we have specified this data. So let me show you in the tree. Featured tours has a wrapper container, a token component, and a featured tours component. Wrapper container, we are showing the header, wrapper header. We have specified the title and the icons for the header. That's what you see here. That's how this is here. And we have specified the wrapper container and the gray light up background for the wrapper, which is this. Now inside the wrapper container we have a tokens component that's been added here. You can read more about tokens component on the YouTube video for tokens. They have been described in detail in that video. I will be focusing now on the featured tours component. So this is the next component that's been added here inside the wrapper container. So this component, as you can see, comes with the default results. Let's see how it's getting these results. Let's check out the data source associated. So edit the related item. So here inside Asia data sources featured tours component. This data source is specifying the autofilling the tours option. Here we are specifying what the query should be. This is going to be set for us by default when you create a continent. It's going to set this to continent names query, and it's going to set the value to the value you asked for. And then right now we are saying that we want 8 tours on each slide, and total number of tours to be shown are also 8. So basically we are just asking for one slide for the featured tours. We want to make sure the IDs are unique per page. So if you're adding one more component, you want to make sure you're changing this ID. And then we have all the carousel settings. Also, note here that there's an option for show manually added tours. If you shut this off, the manually added tours won't be seen. So what exactly are these manually added tours? With the featured tours component, you're getting the auto-filled results. You can also specify tours that you want to promote by manually adding them. Basically, you can add it at the top or you can add it at the bottom. So let's add a slide here. Inside the slide, you could add the cards component. Let's create the data. Inside the slide, we could add a cards component, and inside the cards component, we could add any cards. So that way you can also set your manual slides for the featured tours. Also, if you don't want the default results to come through, you can set the value in the data source for featured tours, the total number of results to be returned as 0. So that's not going to set the auto filling for you. And you can activate the manual ones. So that's about the featured tours component. So as you can see here, you can add components here. You can add any type of card to the cards component. So the hero base card. Quickly, let's create a content for that. So as you can see, we have 2 slides now for the featured tours. That's it for the featured tours component. Let's go to the next component, which is the brochures component. Again, for the brochures component, we are using a wrapper container. We are specifying the wrapper header here with the text and the icon that we want. This is also page editor friendly. We can change the data here. Now, inside this wrapper container is the brochures component that we have added. Let's look at the data source that we are using for the brochures component. As you can see here, it's only asking for a location item here on the brochures component, and we have specified it to be continent Asia. What this is basically going to do behind the scenes is it's going to grab all the brochures for the current year that are tagged with the continent as Asia, and those are all the options that we see here. So I guess brochures component is quite sweet and short. Just have to tag it with a location and it's going to grab all the brochures that are there. Also, you can notice a difference here. There's no order brochure option here. Those options are specific to brochures. So if you opt out and then if you select that the brochure shouldn't be ordered, those features won't be seen here. Also, if you click on order brochure, let's go to the preview mode. Order brochure is going to open up the order form for us, and it's going to function exactly the way it is on the site currently. The order brochure, it's opening up the brochures. As you can see here, you had only one option. Okay, so that's about the brochures. Also, you can see here in the preview mode for the featured tours, we now have 2 slides and it's sliding between the 2 options. Also, the tokens are being swapped with their values here in the preview mode. So the best hot offer that we have is the hot deal of price 300 for Asia. Then let's go back to the destination highlights component. That again is using a wrapper container. For the wrapper container, inside the wrapper container, we have specified the header and the icon for the header of the wrapper. That's how we get that data. and then inside this wrapper container, we have added a destination highlights component. Now, this data that you see here is generated automatically. Since we are on a continent page, it's going to get all the countries and the location description for different countries and the buttons. So this is going to take us to the Find Your Tour page, and this is going to take us to the country page. So these icons, these buttons would only be created if those values are there. So if we don't have any tours that go to China, for example, we won't be seeing this button here. Also, if we don't have a China page, we won't be seeing this here. We will only be seeing the descriptions. So that's with the destination component. Similarly, if you go on a country page, it's going to show us in the destinations, it's going to show us the cities. And the only difference between the country and the continent is we won't have a city page here when we are specifying cities, because the data is not generated yet for city pages. What else? Also with destination components, this data is generated by default for us. If we want to manually set the slides for the destination highlights, we could do so. We could do so by setting a data source. So go to Asia, data source, station highlights. So basically, if you go here, you can right click on this and that's an older page. Basically, on a destination highlights, when you click on the insert on the wrapper container, you get an option to add a sync carousel. So you could add that, and inside this carousel, you could then have your slide. This is the slide item, and then these are our the thumbnails that are used for scrolling through different slides. So each slide is going to have a thumb associated to it. You can have multiple slides, and you can manually set the data and the images that you want to see. And you could have custom thumbnails. If there's no thumbnail created for the slide, it's not going to be added to the view, because you need a thumbnail for this sync carousel to work for that slide, so you can scroll to the slide. Also, it's important that the image is present for the thumbs. So let's just copy. So now let me set the data source for this as the sync carousel. Let's save. Yep. As you can see, it is now showing us the default options that I created. So that's it for the destination highlights. So these are the three components we are focusing on this video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Thanks. Bye.